Hey folks, welcome back to another Top 5 with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at my personal Top 5 short games. So I guess you could call them filler games if you really wanted it to, but most of the time the games that I really enjoy, even though they're short, they still have a little bit of a bite to them as far as thematic quality is concerned as well. So probably these might not be fillers for some people, but they're definitely fillers for me, and they are definitely short. All of the games that I've chosen have a play time listed on them as being 30 minutes or less. So that's kind of the caveat that I went for as far as determining what a short game is. So with that having been said, I have one honorable mention, and the reason it's honorable mentionings and not actually part of the list is because I've only played it a couple of times thus far. So I'm really enjoying it though, and I really like it, but it just doesn't have the legs just yet to make it on one of these top 5 games. So that is this one right here, the Manhattan Project Chain Reaction. I actually just did my review of it today, and I'm really enjoying it, but again, I need to let that flesh out a little bit more before I jump the gun and put it on a top 5 list. But I really do enjoy it. You should go check it out if you have the ability to do so. So without further ado, let's get to the 5. Now with my top 5, I did try to put in a little bit of diversity because I want everybody to be able to look at this and say, well, I like this kind of game, so that's on your list. I'm going to give that one a try. And oh, I like dice games, and I know you do too. And so there's one for you there. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but you knew it was coming, right? But anyway, so my number 5 is a trick-taking game that I have really enjoyed. And when Yellow put out a newer version of it with beautiful artwork and just a really nice package and all that kind of stuff, I was very on board with it, and I still am, and that is this guy right here, the Dwarf King. The Dwarf King is a trick-taking game where each turn will have a different quest tile turned over, which means that you're going to have a little bit of a different kind of rule every single round that you play. And it's not so bad as something like Flux, which I really don't enjoy playing, where the rules can change like almost on a dime, on a whim. It's not like that at all. There's very cut, dry rules each round. It's just that rule might change each round, and it stays the same for the entire round, but it changes how you play the game, and I really did enjoy that about this game. So it had to make my top 5 short games list. The Dwarf King by Bruno Faidutti, put out from Yellow. My number 4 is actually a game by Reiner Knizia, go figure, and it is put out by Fantasy Flight, and it is a cool little feudal Japan themed game where you're chucking dice a lot, and that is this guy right here, The Age of War by Reiner Knizia, put out by Fantasy Flight. I really enjoy this game a lot. I love the dice that come in it. They're etched dice. They're not printed on or stickers or anything like that. They're really high quality dice, and I love just that idea of trying to go out and conquer these different castles that are out there, but while you're trying to capture them, other people are trying to capture them as well on their turns, and you have to roll the exact combination. You kind of push your luck a little bit there. Really enjoy this game. Have a lot of fun playing it when it does hit the table. So that is Age of War by Reiner Knizia, put out by Fantasy Flight Games. My number 3 game is a game that's put out by White Wizard Games, and when this thing hit the market back in Origins, I guess it was 2 years ago now, it took the market, it took Origins at least, by storm. Everybody was clamoring for this game. I know that because my copy got stolen and had to be replaced, and that is this little guy right here, Star Realms. This is a game that I can pick up and play with just about anybody in my family except for my 5-year-old. He's not quite savvy on it just yet, but we'll give him just a couple more years. And it's fun. We all enjoy playing it. It's very quick. It's a very fast deck building game. Basically score as much damage on your opponent as you possibly can and whittle their point deck down to nothing while you still have some left. And you do that by attacking and using bases to protect your deck and trying to get the best combinations from each of the different factions out there. It's really fun, really fast, and I enjoy it a lot. That's Star Realms from White Wizard Games. My number 2 is a social deduction game from Hobby World, and that is this guy right here, probably the biggest that I have on my list, and that is Spyfall. Spyfall is a really cool game where you simply, each group is going to have a certain location that everybody knows that they're at, except for one person. That one person is a spy. The card that they have only says the word spy on it. They have no clue where the location is, but everybody else does. And so people have to ask questions that pertain to the location that they're at. And the person that's being asked the question has to answer the question in such a way that it tells the person who knows where we are that I am not the spy, and I know where we are, but it has to be clever enough to where both people who know where we are say, okay, he's not the spy. But so it has to be a little anonymous, the answer. It has to be very veiled, but not so much so that it sounds like you're the spy and you're just trying to make something up that will pretty much work with any location that you're at. It's a really cool game. Each round only takes 8 minutes. It is actually a timed event, one of the few timed games that I actually enjoy. So that is Spyfall by Hobby World. And finally, I really wanted to not include more of one kind of game on this list than I have, but I just couldn't stay away from this. This game has been in my collection for a very long time now, and I don't see it leaving any time in the near future because I really enjoy the game that much. And with the new expansion that it just got, it just ratcheted up even more. So my number 1 short game that I play is Bang the Dice game. And again, it's another dice rolling game that I really have enjoyed, and most of the people that I play it with enjoy so much. There are some that just don't like the player elimination aspect of it, but the newest expansion, Old Saloon, fixes that. So the first person that gets knocked out now becomes the ghost, and they can help the renegade, they can help the deputies, or they can help the outlaws, whoever they want to. And it's just a really fun system. I love the dice rolling. I love the Western theme feel. As everybody it's kind of like a shootout at the OK Corral, and it's just very, very fun. And I cannot imagine having a top 5 short games list without this being at number 1. That's just how I feel about it. So that is my top 5 short games. Please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm right, or what your top 5 short games are. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.